Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I want to talk about MongoDB. So MongoDB is a database, and they do some service, but the main product they have is their database, and that's actually something I know something about because I'm a programmer, and I know that's a stereotype, but I've worked a lot with databases, not this one in particular, because everything I've worked on is major projects with huge relational databases and not really what MongoDB is built for. MongoDB is a database that's used mainly for web stuff, JavaScript stuff, all the new age stuff. So it's kind of a different database, and that's kind of how they set themselves apart years ago. And they do things very well for what they do, and obviously they're needed. So, current price just under $160, which gives the market cap of $9.2 billion, which is kind of high considering how young of a company they are. Dividend is 0. I don't expect that to change, especially not in the next 5 years, so not really worth talking about. Revenue $422 million, up from $267 million, so that's a huge upgrade there. Earnings negative 176 million, down from negative 99 million. Also huge, but obviously not quite the right direction that you want. Also not quite the same increase as the revenue, which is obviously good. PE of negative 50 is obviously terrible. Forward PE is not listed, which means it's likely also negative, and I wouldn't expect them to actually make a profit in the next few years, because that's kind of the MO these days, to get just under profitable and ride it out while growing as fast as you can. So I don't expect there to be earnings in the next 2-3 years. Beyond that, I wouldn't say. I would assume that they will make a profit after that. Total assets $1.3 billion, total liabilities $1.2 billion, both up huge, and that gives them a total stockholders' equity of $83 million, which is down from 265, obviously just about as much as their earnings were negative. So overall, huge growth company. Revenue growth is pretty nice and fairly consistent so far. Earnings not there, don't expect them to be there in the next few years. Revenue good. Dividend is not there. Dividend is not going to be there. I wouldn't expect there to be a dividend for a decade or two, maybe even longer than that. PE obviously terrible, could be worse though. Overall, negative $3 per share at a share price of $160 isn't actually that significant. So they're reasonably close to being profitable, or rather to break even, that I wouldn't really be too concerned about things. And especially in the current market, money is very easy to find. So overall, I would say that it's a huge growth stock. I wouldn't say it's reasonably priced. Obviously, with a revenue of $400 million and a market cap of $9.2 billion, that's a price to sales of 20. Pretty high there. Even if they had made 100% profit, that would only get them to a decent PE, not even a good one. So overall, huge growth stock. They will be there for many years. They have a lot of applications that need them. Overall, they're going to be around in 10 years. They're going to grow huge for 10 years. I just don't think that their valuation really makes sense yet. I would probably, with a price to sales ratio of maybe 5-ish, with making a huge loss, I would probably buy that. 10 I would have to think about, but overall more of a speculative investment. 20 I definitely don't think I'm going to buy. The growth is huge, but I don't think it justifies a price to sales ratio of 20. So overall, I don't recommend the stock to anyone. So that's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.